This is my daughter. Was my daughter, past tense. This is the limbo. What do I call it? So children taken into care feel they don't have any root, no identity, and having teenage sex is not going to make her feel happy. Being filled with the man's sperm is not going to make her feel happy. When she hasn't had a father in her life, she has not had a relationship with a brother, or to have a working relationship with a man. So how will she know the difference? And how will she know what a healthy relationship is with the opposite sex? That's what worries me sick. So in this video, I'm going to hopefully make it my final video, as I'm dying here emotionally, thinking the 10 years counts for nothing. I mean, what I'm experiencing is actually worse than death. To know that my daughter is being changed and rearranged for somebody else's decision. Only somebody else's decision. So she looked at me and my spirit in this picture. She looks like my daughter. She looks like she believes that God is there with us. And we were drawing an Easter card, and it says, "You are my sunshine." So this picture reminds me of my daughter. I've got 3 pictures only. This picture is my daughter playing at a party. So it's multicultural. And this picture is of my daughter where she was learning how to share a kite. She didn't like sharing. And so I was teaching her that. So according to the Bible witness, how and why do I suspect that her father did this abuse on her? He worked as a security guard, or training to be one. And he used to pick on people or anybody that he worked with, their fears. And that's how he would dominate and control and intimidate. And this was part of his work regimen as a security officer. He didn't train to be a police officer, ironically. His focus was on the first word or the last word. To finish something that he started. So, which makes him a haunting type of individual. Would he be, if I was to compare him to an animal, type of a cat, or would he be a type of a dog? He used to sniff around my bum quite a lot. So he would be definitely a type of a dog, not cat persona, if I had to choose between the 2 animals. However, he was beneath that. He was more of a type of a insect. Bug. So who's joined me with, first of all, in this audio, I'm having this unfiltered, and I'm looking for people who are listening to be patient. As I am struggling at the moment, I want to do a closure, because there are questions on my mind as to why I suspect he did what he did, and at the same time public witnessing. I have said this before, and I'm saying it again because others would argue with me or tell me that I'm dreaming or making things up. They would, wouldn't they? They didn't live with him after all I did. So, a typical man that is training to be a police officer or security guard will ask or question your sanity. How strong-minded are you when confronted by fear, weakness, or failure? Fear, weakness, or failure. That was his job. And his job was his living. And the way he would express his love would be through his job. That's what he used to tell me. And I had to rebuke him for that. To say love is a lot more than your role of whatever your functionality is as a robot man. Condemned as a robot. My mother-in-law did not treat me kindly as a daughter-in-law. That's another reason why. Reason number one, why I suspect he took his frustration out just to sexually molest my daughter when no one was looking. Reason number two, he had an official license to kill as a type of a purified individual under the security guard or training as a type of a police officer. Reason number two, or authoritarian figure. Reason number three is that he didn't feel I was doing proper duties during our marriage. That's how he would accuse me. Clearly not devoted as a husband. And that, in fact, that I was raped by him. And my reason why I divorced goes into 30 plus details as to why I divorced him. And he treated me like a foreigner. He was racist. And he was using me to get onto the property ladder. Reason number three, why I suspect he had sexually molested my daughter when no one was looking. He wanted people to remember him, oh my God, as someone who had lived a big life, a wholesome life, and that he was always learning, and he was a people pleaser. And so anyone who is overbearingly determined or demanding to be the center of attention all the time, to have everybody like the individual, particularly groupthink. Anyone who is into groupthink is also a sign to the perverse generation for being an abuser. Anyone who is an independent-minded individual is less of an abuser. Why I suspect that my ex-husband, when I divorced him and my daughter was age 2, he had been a predator, sexual predator, to mislead my daughter that